Hello, welcome back to the Autonomous Network Developer Sync, where we've got a lot to talk about today. So just to start off, much of our team last week was at DevCon. Just getting back, just kind of trying to adjust to new time zone or back to, I guess, regular time zone. So not a whole lot to report on yet from that, but just thought I'd mention it. Probably in 2 weeks, we'll have more synthesized our experience there and share some in this forum on that. Also, want to introduce our newest engineer, Saeed. He's joined as a research engineer here in the last few weeks. So, Saeed, do you want to say hi? Maybe give a little bit quick background?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Said. I graduated as a Master of Applied Science from UBC. I've worked in blockchain within the past 3.5 years, and I'm coming with a solid background in software engineering, and I'm really happy to join this amazing team.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Saeed's been working on a couple of things. One is on scalability, kind of looking forward on our sharding roadmap. And additionally, he's been doing a lot of the experimentation around agents and such. So we'll see that here in a little bit as he's going to show a demo of one of the things he's been working on. All right, with that, can we, I guess, Jim, you're next. What's going on in the community?
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, so in community, so obviously the big thing is we assisted the foundation in launching mainnet phase 1. Last Wednesday was the liftoff, which started the space race proper. Since then, we've been fielding lots of community questions, and we have been listening to community feedback on the space race target, which is probably the hot topic at the moment. We want to reassure everyone that we are listening to what is being shared. There is a thread pinned in the general chat in Discord, which tries to capture everyone's sentiment and ideas. If you have something that's not covered there, please do raise it and feel free to tag me. We appreciate and respect our community, and we're going to provide updates as soon as they are available. And there is obviously an implication there because we're going to have to see how things pan out for our escape velocity challenges that we announced on the call. Outside of the space race, there have been some interesting rarer scenarios and bugs coming out in the chat, which Nazar has been picking up on. No big common problems stopping people farming at the moment. If you do experience one of these kind of rarer issues, one of the best things our community can do is to stop your farmer, provide the files. That's the best way for us to kind of corner the issue and try and reproduce it, and along with logs as text as always. And there's been a new release, but I think Nazar's going to speak on that shortly. That's everything from community this week. Jeremy, thank you.
Great. All right, I guess we'll just go right into kind of more highlights from the project. Nazar, I was out last week and it was harder to kind of follow along on everything, but I did see there was quite a bit happening on your side. Do you want to kind of give a quick update on a lot of the fixes, optimizations, and such you've been working on?
Yeah, there was a new release today with a few fixes. There was another release last week. Basically, things work in general, but there were some edge cases that were affecting some users. One of the things that was affecting users was the bandwidth usage. We have seen increased bandwidth usage during the sync process. The reason was basically nodes that have synced already, they were pushing transactions they've seen to those who are still syncing, which is like not very useful because they're still kind of in progress. So that was addressed in the last week's release. And should help quite a bit, but it also depends on the network as a whole upgrading, because if some people are stuck on the older release, they will continue pushing those transactions to others and slow down their sync process. There were also some people with like more GPU power that were saying that their GPU are not utilized fully. So there were some tweaks to the default parameters that ensure that GPU can be utilized more efficiently. And there were also some difficulties for different people to sync the cache and download pieces for the plotting process in general. There were some issues like with performance. There were some issues with the process seemingly getting stuck. So many of those were addressed in today's release, and I think it should be a much better experience for everyone. But if you upgrade to the latest release and you still see something that doesn't seem right, please share logs with us, and we'll be happy to help. We have a lot of community members quite knowledgeable about all of this stuff. The last probably small thing was like a nice user experience thing on the SpaceAcre side. As more experienced farmers know, you need to install Visual C++ redistributable libraries, otherwise software doesn't run. And in CLI, it's very confusing because you run and nothing happens, quite literally. No errors, nothing. And on SpaceAcre side, we have changed the installer. It was MSI file, now it's exe file that basically installs Visual C++ redistributable for you if you don't already have it of the version that we expect or newer. Which basically means you can just download one file, you can run it, and everything should work. Beyond that, things seem to be working overall, and looking for feedback from community.
Great. All right. Moving on, Carlos. Autodrive, Auto SDK, quite a bit happening there. You want to give us an update?
Yeah. Yeah. The main changes lately, the last few weeks, has been in the more at the backend or at the SDK level. In these few weeks, we released like the first kind of stable version of the Autodraft SDK. Mark and I had worked on the documentation over there, and I think that now it's kind of stable. And that's like the Auto SDK part. Then in Autodraft, we've implemented a couple of enhancements and new features. For example, like we added a download cache for a client and the backend, so the experience could be a little better. We also implement the DSN integration. This basically means that when you publish a file, this is like formatted in IPLD format, and these nodes are sent into the blockchain. And now basically, whenever these IPLD nodes are archived in the DSN, in the application, you see like, okay, this file is archived, so you are not gonna lose this file, never. Yeah, and that's been like the main updates.
Great. Moving on to Astral. Mark, I know you get some users in there and you start finding some of the issues are happening. I think you fixed some search and some other things. And want to give an update?
Yeah, a few changes. We changed from from binary to decimal formatting for the space. We fixed the search, so the search all on the home page now work with wallet address as well as block hash, block number, extrinsic hash, extrinsic number. We added the Genesis allocation to the indexers. In the account detail, we added a new tabs balance history, so you can see the balance as it changed over time. I merged both logic for the previous testnet reward in the account detail to use the same logic as the testnet reward section. So those are the most of the change that we have done. Yeah.
Great. And Saeed, I know you've been working on agents. What are some of the interesting things you've been seeing?
Yeah, there was quite a new agent about like a auto agent memory. That there's a chatbot that this chatbot exactly has a quite memory, and we are leveraging our DSN to providing this memory. So whenever you start chatting with this chatbot, a new thread will create it under the hood, and it will extract the most important part of your history chat, and we'll upload them to the DSN. Only the important parts will be uploaded to the DSN, so the cost will be handled efficiently. And whenever you wanted to start a new thread, the whole history will be picked up from the DSN and will be fed to the chatbot as a cold start. So basically, this chatbot will provide most important information that you had with this before. Yeah. So right now, the algorithm for like extracting the most important part is LLM itself. But I'm planning to use a more advanced algorithm like binary difference that they can basically do it with other type of files as well, like for vector databases and so on.
I got a chance last week to play around with that quite a bit, and actually gave a talk as well at DevCon discussing on-chain agents and permanent memory. So your work wasn't live demoed, but screenshotted into the presentation, and I think I got some really positive feedback on kind of the direction we're going there with, truly on-chain agents, not just agents using a wallet to do some transactions. So. Great. Well, I think that was all of our agenda for today. We actually got through it pretty rapidly. Is there anything else anybody wanted to discuss before we cut off the recording? All right. Well, we will see you. Oh, Daria.
No, I was gonna ask just if we're gonna also post the demos, this one and like the previous ones that you have on YouTube. I think people are gonna be interested in seeing them, even if they're raw.
Yep, I think for sure. And we may even Saeed and I are meeting later today to discuss the next demo as well. So we'll definitely be getting those posted. Maybe we can link them in here, Jim. Do you want to? Well, all right. Well, we will see everyone back in 2 weeks.